Welcome to the MCNEELY Grand Prix. As always, I am your host, Mr. Councilman, and joined with Mr. James, our analyst. As always, he is down on the track to give you guys a track walk.
All right, y'all, we got another track here. It's a 127-footer, 15 turns. This is the whole front stretch we're looking at here. Ignore this. We got to reset. There's rigamajig. It'll be back up. But for the time being, we can walk through here, which is quite nice. We have something inspired by a certain famous Italian racetrack through here, through this 1-2 section. Should be pretty tight visually and driving-wise. And then it's really going to open up right here through turn 3, and then even wider through turn 4. Pit entrance there. Pits have been moved a little bit, which is nice. They're wider, longer. Should just be easier to use. But then you're going to really rock it down this back straight. It's made intentionally very wide to kind of, you should feel like you're going down the back straight at Dega. Pit exit right there. I mean, this back straight just keeps going, you know, it just goes and goes and goes. It spans the entire length of the room. And then right at our Bechtel Bridge right here, same as always, but you're really going to get kind of thrown into it. There's no run up to it. It's just corner straight at it. So that'll be interesting. The sling is back. It's been widened, so it should be a little more bearable to drive through, but it's still there. Should still be a challenge. And then you don't get to breathe. They're going to be right back into this new intersection that we have. All of that was 8 corners, so we still have 7 more corners just when you think we're done. So this is a little chicane right here. Shouldn't be too crazy, shouldn't be too technical, but a little bit. You get your final spot to breathe right here down the straight into turn 11, and then it gets real twisty. You have this long right-hander, quick little left, watch out for the wall there, and then right back left again. And then you're going to finally hit this little hairpin left-hander, and then you get shot straight back onto the front stretch. You barely have any time to breathe before you're right back at turn 1 again. So should be a real monster. Like I said, 127 feet. Yeah, good luck.
We are now starting practice. Everybody is currently lined up. There's a bit of trouble down there. Alex Anderson is being a bit pushy. Dan DeSalle putting his car in the wrong spot. We are currently missing Cohen Bell. He is going to be a little late. He had a last-minute meeting with his team to decide some budgeting, for the future of his career. So he'll be a little late.
Yeah, we're just going to have these 9 cars out on track, but we do have Owen Shields. He's a new one. He is lined up down there, I think, towards the end. Julian Miller, of course, with the new car here. Lucifer finally been retired. It's just I think it's called the meat wagon now. Oh. He's leading the field off.
I have no clue what's honestly going off right now. I know Julian Miller was assigned to lead, and that is Alex Anderson not really wanting to follow the pace, and Abram Shields shoving his way through, not caring at all about any of the rules for this. Graham DeSalle just following, seeing all this carnage and thinking, you know what, whatever.
Yeah, total breakdown of the procedures here, but it's pretty standard for these practice sessions, I feel like, especially with that 69 car out here. He usually doesn't care too much for the procedures, but Julian Miller going to lead them, and we'll see how well these guys practice.
This track is by far the hardest track we have had yet. This track was made not only to have a bunch of tight turns and challenges, but to see if we can really find a good pace for our drivers, to see if we can find a line between hard and difficult and just impossible. And I think this track might be the one to do it. You can see Abram Shields going down on the track. Wonder why.
Yeah, he's going down there. Looks like he needs to work on his car. He saw Alex do the same thing earlier.
I don't know what he's doing. Not where he should be on the track.
Yeah.
Oh.
No? He's a little aggressive.
And I think he's going to receive a penalty for that.
We'll see. He's coming back off the track. It seems like he's making sure to step in the track more than anything else, but now he's off the track. You can see Graham DeSalle going around there. He's going to be the one to watch. especially with the 69 car off the track. Matthew Lucas not here in this event, and the 3 car is also late, so he's really the only top dog that's in this practice session right now. He'll be a fun one to watch.
This practice session is kind of unfolding. There's more cars flipped and wrecked than there are cars actually staying on the track and able to go through. Like Grand Sal, like you just said, one of the top dogs to watch here, and he is still messing up like crazy. And it seems like most people are only not messing up on the straight sometimes.
Yeah, it's proven difficult for sure.
Huge flip. There's Dan. There's no helper for this either, so I feel like they've been told that they should try their hardest to not crash, but it's not going well at all.
Yeah, this is a fairly green field as well. We have Ben Scott in this field in this practice session. He's in that green car down in turn 2. I believe that's him. So he's a newer driver as well.
Actually, no, that is Kai. Ben is in Eli's old car, and in the red car is someone who's attempting to race, but apparently we were getting called from the pits, is going to call out after practice and quit the race. There's Ben Scott going down there. He not having fun with his car, not able to handle it. He's going to fix the Grand Sal, going to test out some data for this with the laps to see if anything will be working. And it's just not a very interesting practice session.
Well, it's entertaining at least. Abram Shields back out there, so let's watch him, see if he can put down a good lap. It's this middle section that you're going to see guys struggle with all day. The rest of the track, turns 1 and 2, pretty narrow, but the rest of the track on the outside loop is really simple. It's just the middle section that gives these guys all sorts of trouble, and you'll see that all day. Then watch Abram Shields here. Easy as can be, besides a little bit of traffic there, down the straight, over the ramp. And then once you get into the sling, it really gets tougher.
What I would like to say about the sling, and it has been extended a little bit and it's widened, so drivers don't go in there and immediately just kind of like blow up and get stuck in there and cause a 6-car pileup like we had in practice in the S200. A lot of cars getting stuck right now. A lot of they're doing better than they were originally, but it's still just carnage down there.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the practice. I think it's just learning the track and struggling initially. So not a huge surprise. Abram Shields, Ben Scott back down on there. Looks like Graham DeSalle has called it for practice, at least for now. So a handful of guys down there. It's the fewer cars you have on track as well, the easier it is to put down clean laps because there's just less traffic. And in a race like this, the field gets so spread out immediately. It's like you hit lap 2 and you're already trying to swerve through traffic. So like I said, the fewer cars, the easier it gets. So these guys should have a better opportunity to put down good laps and learn as it is now.
I'm definitely looking forward to qualifying to see what people can do in qualifying. People sometimes don't really hone in during practice, but once qualifying hits, they're as solid as a rock. And I'm excited to see what they can do around this track. Alex Anderson is currently working on his car down there. He's in the, I wouldn't say bottom, I'd say middle right side of the screen near the very edge. He's working on his car. A lot of car errors going on. I think Abram swapped cars. He tried using a new car, couldn't get out of the sling and said, it must be the car, as he appears to struggle the same.
And there's flipped. Looks like somebody flipped down there with a sling as well. I think that's Owen Shields.
Yes.
That green car, you said Kai Chavez is stopped down there. Can't quite get over the ramp. That looks like a battery issue.
Yeah. That is a Julian Miller off the track. Julian Miller is with a new car. He is with the Beef Machine. And it's he, as everybody knows, he is a huge fan of Arby's. I don't know where he went. He reversed off the screen. There he is. I don't know what he's doing right now.
Trying to re-enter the track, evidently.
There he goes. Julian Miller described this car as a fresh start and possibly a new beginning of nothing but up. And we haven't really seen anything about it. This car has, as he mentioned earlier...
I'm still driving backwards along the track. I apologize for cutting you off, but that seems like quite the hazardous maneuver in of itself.
All good. As I was saying, Julian Miller said this new car, its steering capabilities is so much better than Lucifer. But again, he does not seem very honed in on the car. And let's see if battery issues can strike him again, because that's what's been the huge issue with him recently. So we are about halfway through practice. I think we're about 7 minutes through mandatory, and there's still 5 minutes of extra practice. It's been very interesting. It's Julian Miller on the side of his car. Don't know what's going on with him.
Something that'll be interesting to see in the race is Dan DeSalle and whether he chooses to use fast mode or slow mode with that car. Of course, that car has that toggle, and he's seen a lot of success with slow mode, but obviously it's just so limiting when the top guys kind of exclusively use fast mode. So I can understand his want to use fast mode, and he struggled a little bit with handling when that's on. So it'll be interesting to see if he uses that. It looks like he's using slow mode right now and getting around okay. As I say that, he gets hung up by some traffic, but still he was putting down a decent lap. It'll be interesting to see what he uses and if he changes it throughout the races.
I'm very interested to see how Cohen Bell will do in this track. He will have 0 practice time at all and would be forced to go straight into qualifying. Again, he will still go dead last in qualifying unless anything happens. And so he will learn from people's mistakes, but he will not be able to put his car on the track until then. And so I'm excited to see what he's going to do. Based off of the field we have today, I'm expecting 5th. Just because he hasn't had any practice. I'm also curious on what Graham can do. He had maybe 3 laps out there and then called it quits. And I don't know if that's going to also be enough to rank him as high as he's been recently.
Yeah, I mean, typically when somebody calls it quits that early, it's because they feel so comfortable with their car. But then with the mandatory limitation, it's probably because of some sort of issue that team was having for whatever reason. So it'll be interesting to see how that, whatever it is, we'd have to ask affects the 22 team in qualifying.
Julian Miller struggling with his car a lot, actually. I'm kind of worried for him. He's had such a big downfall recently. Let's see if anything can change.
Yeah, I mean, new car, hard track. It's going to be a struggle for everybody. So we'll see. Honestly, I think the individual struggles are all pretty close. Even though they look bad on their own, everybody's going to be struggling out there. So we'll see how he does.
Owen Shields is on the straights. I can't tell if that's a battery issue or a confidence issue. Seems to be going on the track. Aligning it when it was already straight, immediately hitting a wall. I think his alignment piece must be off. Oh, Julian Miller going off the track right there.
Yeah, it looks like Kai's also stuck there on the top of the ramp. Yeah, I mean, I just spoke to Julian and how it seemed like he's struggling, but I think everybody is. I think Owen Shields is going to be one of those guys that struggles a little bit more than the other ones, and that's no offense to him. It's a new driver with a new car. He's never raced in this league before. So it's going to be this is a tough one to get thrown into. You're kind of thrown to the wolves with this track in a pretty solid field. So, no offense to him. It's just going to be a tough one for him.
I think there's a very solid line when the experienced drivers begin and when the new drivers begin. There's going to be 2 different battles between this, the top 5 and the bottom as well. I think bottom 5, maybe bottom 4. I think there's 9 drivers in this, maybe 10.
Yeah, it should be 9 drivers in this race if I remember right. So, not counting the withdrawal that we saw earlier in practice, although it looks like he's still out there for the time being. But yeah, we have gotten word he is going to withdraw from the race after this practice session. So, shame for that team. I believe that's the 42 car. Just pieces weren't together today, but he might be back. You never know.
We'll see in the future. This track is definitely showing the fact that it is the hardest so far, and I'm excited to see what people can do when they hone in their skills on the track and see if they can actually lock in. Because practice right now isn't going as planned. But speaking of that, Abram is putting down a really good lap before getting hit the wall. Getting caught in traffic, that happens, especially when it's that tight there. But that was pretty solid back end of the lap.
Yeah, pretty solid lap, I agree. Something to consider with all these races, and not just this race, so this track is more than just getting slowed down by traffic. It breaks your rhythm a lot, so that's an added challenge, that you're kind of in a rhythm and your cars are moving good, and as soon as you wreck, whether it be your fault or traffic's, it just kind of, you have to kind of re-enter that zone, and it's a whole process. So it's more damaging than people realize.
I would like to say Abram was just on one heck of a flyer race before getting caught in traffic with his own brother. Very unfortunate. There's Dan DeSalle on the track. It seems that there's either an issue with his car or he is going to call it quits. And I think by him going in the pits, that's going to be, going in the pits, that's going to be quits.
And across the track. It's okay. Kai wasn't coming anyway.
She's stuck on the wall anyways.
Yeah, it looks like maybe even a connection issue with the lights flashing. That's unfortunate. That's a car that's kind of been passed around a little bit. It's a bit of a hand-me-down car, so you wouldn't expect it to thrive.
I just want to say Julian just had an incredible run through the sling, but unfortunately got caught on the wall when it started to squeeze him and get a little tight.
Definitely some potential in that car.
Just hope that he can lock in. The car that he's using has the same manufacturing brand from the one, the only BK himself. So it's definitely high on power, high on steering capability, but it's up to the driver to see if he can make it as chaotic as it once was. It's like, ooh, unfortunate. But yeah, look at Kai. Yeah, her car is moving as slow as can be. But I also think this practice session is coming to an end. There are currently 3 out of 4 cars on the track, and they are wrecked.
Yeah, it's not looking great. I guess there's a reason these guys are still out here, because they could use that extra help. That's got to be a battery issue. I mean, that car is the green car that Kai Chavez is using has always been a little slow, but it's not that slow. It's got to be a battery issue.
Julian Miller just pushed Owen Shields off of the track. I mean, ooh, and he just slipped. But yeah, it seems that practice is coming to an end. This practice session was not one that we expected. Normally when we get practice sessions, we see some great racing and at least some good attempts at laps. But honestly, James, I don't think I've seen a good solid lap put together at all.
Yeah, there's definitely been flashes, especially on the outer loop. It's the inner loop that's giving guys most trouble. But even in the inner loop, there's been good sequences, but not a complete lap yet. So it's going to be a real challenge for these guys. Whoever figures it out first is going to be in really good shape for the race.
And yeah, I think that's going to be the end of practice as everybody starts to pull into the pits and get out. Let's move on to qualifying, specifically the qualifying draw. Okay, recording? Okay, up first in qualifying is going to be...
Man, do the roundup thing.
It's going to be...
Wait, I'm still competing?
Yeah.
But my thing's dead.
It's okay.
You're still driving, bro. You're still here.
Up next is... Okay, after Dan is going to be...
Kim. Next up is Owen. It's Owen next. Graham, my life.
After Graham is going to be... Julian!
Why are we not clapping anymore?
Half the clapping was coming from me, and I won't clap for myself.
After Julian is going to be... Owen! And after that...
It's gonna be Alex next, bro. He's going last.
Actually, Cohen's last. Cohen's technically last. Third to last is Alex! Second to last is going to be Abram, and Cohen is going last because, yeah.
Is he coming?
Yeah, he is. Alrighty, well, first off, actually, now I have to talk about qualifying.
We have so many new people.
We do.
Am I still recording?
We have to actually go.
No, you can stop. We are now starting qualifying. As seen in the actual qualifying draw, Ben Scott was supposed to go first, but a bunch of car issues are going on with him. Nobody really knows why, but he's going to receive a 1 grid place penalty for that. So Dan DeSalle is going up first. So far, Dan DeSalle has put up some very middling qualifying runs. For the GCGP, he got 11th, and for the Skittles race, his teammate qualified, Ben Scott, and got 5th. Let's see if he can actually show that he knows what he's doing. This is a hard track, and I'm excited to see what he can do. So far, not starting it yet. Don't know exactly what's going on. I think he's just getting ready, and he's getting prepared. Oh, and speaking of that, and he's going the wrong way.
Tough start there, but you know, as always, feeling out the boundaries. A little more practice lap for this out lap, and a pretty good run through the sling there. Like it's been mentioned, it's been widened, so it should be easier. It looks like he's using slow mode at least for this out lap. We'll see if he changes it. And he's off.
So far looking very good through turn 1. Actually really, really good for turn 1, turn 3. Going a little wide for right next to pits. Still very wide. Going through the slings. Oh, he gets caught on the wall. That's definitely going to add. Oh, and he gets caught again. That's definitely going to slow down this lap a lot.
That's a bad hang up right there. But very clean run through that turn.
The middle section is so hard and so tight that once you get stuck, it's kind of hard to recover. He definitely would have been able to recover a hot minute ago, but
Yeah,
still something he needs to improve on.
This is a tough run through turn 13. I mean, this single corner has been holding him up. He's going to finally get past it through 14 and then a little bit of 15. 44.52 for his first lap. A lot of room for improvement.
Very. Even though he's getting caught up right now, I still think that if he doesn't make the mistakes that he made, especially in the middle part, then he should improve. But I don't know how competitive his time will be, to be honest. Because like you said in practice, he uses slow mode, and most of the competitors use fast mode. So if he can get a good run while everybody else gets a bad run, then you might be able to actually compete with them.
29.63, still some room for improvement, but a big cut. This is going to hurt his chances of improving at all, though. Turn 2, just not able to get that turn completed. There he goes.
That's going to be it for his lap. I don't think he can be able to improve anymore.
Yeah, there's a ton of time he has left on this lap, I think. 29.63, not a bad benchmark time, but if I was him, I'd really be looking at using extra attempts because I think that we're going to see a lot faster laps. We'll see, though. You know, it's a tough track.
Even despite his mess up, he still actually got a pretty good lap for him.
Yeah.
He's going to put him first with a 29.63. Up next is hopefully going to be Ben, but we'll see if we'll have any more issues.
Yeah, so I think that, oh, there we go. Ben Scott is out. Look at that.
And there he goes.
He's using the old Eli Gwynn car that we've known to have some issues, but can still be pretty competitive. It's really just how well the controller and the car relate, because it does have a lot of performance capabilities when it's working well.
Ben Scott has not been known to be the best qualifier. He qualified in the S200, 5th out of 5th, and was down about 30 seconds from the nearest competition. He, like you just said, the car he's using is not very good and is not known to be responsive, but due to a lack of his own responsiveness and purchasing a car, this is the car that he's been granted with. Which is not really a punishment, but definitely acts like one.
Yeah, it's a car that's been known to have some troubles, a lot of troubles, and so far, honestly, hasn't been a terrible outlap from what we know from him, for what we know for that car. So maybe it can be decent if he can put things together. He could be in that, I think, the 30s range, honestly.
Immediately getting stuck. That's not going to be good for his time at all. Yet again, getting caught up on turn 2 like Dan did. That is definitely one of the tightest sectors of this track. It's going to be very hard for drivers to weave their way through at such high speeds. Already off the track. I think this is the first time we've had a driver off the track for qualifying that wasn't in the first person. Oh my gosh. Definitely struggling on the straight. Not going to beat Dan's time for this lap at least.
Yeah, he's it hasn't been completely hopeless, but it's seen a lot of struggle so far. Looks like he might be stuck there on the trim of the wall. That happens to guys sometimes. There he gets off of it.
Not looking to set a good lap. His lap is already behind Dan's worst lap. We can see meanwhile we can see Graham DeSalle lining up. He will actually go out when he's supposed to.
And he stopped down there for some reason.
Seems to be stuck.
There he goes. It's not going to be a flyer. Off the track immediately again. Shame that.
Ben hasn't been known to be the best of a driver, but I feel like he has room to grow, and I think he will grow this race, even though it's not looking too good.
It's going to be 123 to start, so a lot of room for improvement. He's stuck down there in turn 1, looks like on a piece of tape. That's unlucky. Just part of the racetrack. Sometimes you get a bad break like that. Better through turn 2. If he can get going here, it could be a lot of time gained. And it looks like, come on, man, go straight.
The goal down the straight is to go straight for him, but he's failed. But,
I mean, you could just gain so much time if he can just get to the sling fast. And it looks like he's really struggling for that. That's a shame because a ton of improvement from the first lap through the first sector, and then the straight just gave him a ton of trouble, unfortunately. And I think that is mostly the car.
Yeah, I agree. That car, we're definitely mentioning his driving capabilities a lot, but we fail to mention more that the car itself is not a car that is respected amongst drivers. Eli Gwynn put down the worst ever GCRC position possible because of this car. Oh, and he's restarting his lap.
It looks better down the straight that time.
No run.
Well, still better. I mean, looking against the first one, that was a lot better.
Something locked in down the straight. Well, down I'd say right next to the ramp, something locked in.
And he got stuck on the curb down there. This could have been an okay lap relative to his first one, but unfortunately, as we saw, he restarted it using the rejoin ramp. And I'm not really sure what the plan is here. It looks like he's... I'm not counting that. Yeah, that won't be counted. He'll be reset back over there.
I wonder if he's going to overdo the timer. The timer has a limit of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's see if he will overdo the timer. Kind of actually doing a little well for a little bit until getting caught on one of the walls. So close.
He's going to make it there.
2 minutes.
Too
Already
flat.
caught up.
Yeah, but I mean, against the first 2 laps, really, this is an improvement. If he can just get away from that wall quickly, or even somewhat quickly, he just needs to get. I mean, it doesn't take a lot to improve against his best time. And looks like he got stuck on some tape down there again. Alex Anderson down there going to help him. Looks like we'll see him qualifying later.
See if you can go down the straight properly. Not yet, but
1 hit,
way better.
2 hit. If he keeps it to 2, he keeps it to 2. That's pretty solid for him. And a good run through the sling, a really good run. He just needs to kind of piece it together through here.
Maybe going backwards is best for him.
Whatever works for him. It's going to probably be over a minute, but if he can improve on that minute 23, I bet that team will take that as a win.
Off the track yet again. Kind of riding the rails right there. Pretty cool, but not what will help your lap at all.
No, not going to save you a bunch of time. He's close to improving. I kind of doubt he is going to. He's got 13 seconds to make it back.
Which is kind of sad to say that he won't, but it's true.
Yeah, it's just been a really tough run for him.
He might.
Not quite.
Does just barely improving, right. But still a minute 23. That's going to be hard to beat for last. I mean, honestly, I think even if that's second to last, he will be in last because of that one grid place penalty, which that will take into effect at the very end of qualifying.
Yeah. 123.53, not what you wanted to see, but as always, there's room for extra attempts if they can get that car sorted out. Graham DeSalle out next. He'll be a fun one to watch.
Graham DeSalle recently is actually coming off of a pole position for the S200. That race was definitely a unique one for him because he was stuck with the one and only Nolan Berry for the actual race. Somehow got third. He said that he was baffled by that and didn't expect it, which, to be fair, James, I wouldn't have either with Nolan Berry. There you go, starting it off. Let's see what he can do. Not looking too hot in practice. Let's see if he can actually improve with other cars on the track, or sorry, without other cars on the track.
Yeah, he's not going to be held up at all. This should be a really fast lap, at least relative to what we've seen so far, which isn't a huge benchmark. Clean through the opening section, looks really tidy and kind of put together.
Going straight on the straightaway.
Aggressive and fast, like you said, straight down the straightaway. No holdups through the sling. This is going to be a good lap. See if he gets any holdups through the back section. And no, a little reserved, but very clean. And that's going to put down 18:07. That's a fast time. Looking even better through lap 2.
This is definitely going to be a benchmark for the other drivers to see and to show that they can actually put down a pretty good lap in this track without having to really not touch the walls, because he's definitely grazing against the walls for some of those laps. It's an 18.31. If he didn't hit the wall, that would have definitely been a better lap.
A little bit wider through turn 4, but still pretty fast. If he can just put it together right here, it'll be even a small improvement, if that's even necessary.
Oh,
and he's going to hit the wall right there, yeah. Still an 18:07 is a really good time. That's going to be a tough one to beat.
Up next is going to be Julian Miller. Let's see if Julian Miller can improve with his qualifying. He is much like Graham, we didn't see a lot from him in practice, but much like Graham, maybe he will do better in qualifying than practice, but we'll see. Julian Miller just recently came off of a 4th place qualifying in the Skittles 200, which he did, and got beat out by Alex, which is the first time ever he's gotten beaten by Alex. Second time he's ever gotten beaten by Alex in qualifying. The other time was the Nolan's Berries 100, which is funny that they both happened during endurance races. Currently struggling before the line. At least he used the rejoin ramp, unlike most drivers. And
starting his run right here with a little bit of a hold up, but honestly shouldn't hurt him too much.
That will
struggling through turn 2. I mean, he could very well get second right here. You have to consider the quality of laps that have been put down by the field so far. If he can just keep it clean. Looks like he got stuck on some tape down there.
Yeah.
That'll happen every now and then. The ramp's tricky in that you have to have some momentum going over it. A lot of those slower cars are cars down on battery. Everybody thinks, well, you got to have momentum, and that's right. But also just in a fast car, if you hit it the wrong way, too slow, you'll get caught up on something.
Something seems wrong with that car, James. It seems like I kind of noticed it during his outlap, and when he got stuck, it seems like it took a while for his car to actually go. And I think his battery might be dead. Yeah, he's going to take an extra lap at the very end because his battery died. That's not what he's going to look forward to, because that means that he'll only have 1 lap to decide his qualifying run. So that'll be very interesting. I'm excited to see what he does. But up next is Owen Shields, one of our 2 rookies in this race. After that is Alex, and then Abram Shields, Owen's brother. Let's see what Owen can do. So far in practice, had to get down there and align his car on the straight because he thought it wasn't straight, even though it was. So I'm kind of worried, but I'm not at the same time, because he's a brother. Put it in the worst position possible. But anyways, he's brother to Abram Shields, who is one of, if not the best at qualifying. So let's see if his genetics will play part.
Starting his run. Very reminiscent of Dan DeSalle's start. Getting caught in the wall right out of the pit lane. But that's okay. Like I always say, feeling it out.
He seems like he lacks confidence on this track. Like I would too. This track is very hard, but even lacking confidence down the straight is definitely not something that you should really need on a racetrack like this. That's for sure. Starts flying. Wow. Immediate crash, but put down some decent pace in the meantime.
Yeah, it's looking really reserved to start, unfortunately, for him. But it's also the outlap. We've seen guys try this before where they have a really slow outlap to kind of try and build some momentum rather than just going straight out there. So that might be what we're seeing here.
And like you said, that has worked before. That has set down some good qualifying times. And some people have wrecked very, very hard on their outlap and still set down some good laps. So what you do on that outlap isn't necessarily a show for your qualifying run, but it definitely has a big part sometimes.
Car kind of hiding behind that laptop screen right now. And now he finally starts his lap.
Immediate wreck, just kind of like been in the same spot too. Seeming to... Oh, and... seems like the camera's getting shifted. I don't know why.
Not missing a lot. As that 89 car just inches its way around this track. I guess he's trying out the old benchmark strategy that we've seen before.
I'm gonna pause on that real quick. I don't know who's moving the camera, but they are now almost blocking the swing and are basically blocking turn 4 and the pit entrance. So I don't know who made the call to do that, but that call is not very good. I'm not a big fan of it at all. Meanwhile, Owen Shields, I don't really know what's going through his mind right now. My guess is he's very, very, very nervous and has no clue what he's doing, and is kind of a little scared. I can see him pulling a Braden Kinder and only doing 2 laps.
Yeah, it's a really quite high-powered car as well. It's not one of the slower ones like the Nitro XVB or the Harrison Stearns Lamborghini that Kai Chavez is using. It's a pretty fast car, so that definitely could add to to the reservations he's appearing to be having. It is clean when he wants it to be, albeit quite slow.
Kind of like Joel Silver now, but instead of clean but slow, it's clean but fast, because instead of slowly going through it, he just mashes the buttons but keeps it off the walls somehow. What I will say is this very, very slow. Going to do worse than Ben Scott, but still not last because of that penalty on Ben Scott.
Got a couple corners to go here. They are the tighter ones, but there's not a lot of footage left in this track. Footage, I mean by feet, not video. Not a lot of footage left in this track, so hopefully he can finish this lap up pretty soon, but we'll see.
He might, honestly.
That was pretty decent.
And there goes the camera. No, not the camera. There goes the timer overseeding the limits.
It's 2
Still being
minutes.
tracked.
13.45 second limit.
Still being tracked, though. He's going to put down right next to it.
And he's stopping at the start finish for some reason. Backing up. There he goes.
2:34. It's not a great time. Definitely can improve. He got through turn 2 way better, but it seems that he found another corner to struggle with and to play with. Almost going backwards. I don't expect him to be a front runner at all, to be honest. And you know, you hate to see it, especially considering he's the brother of Abram Shields, and they kind of have opposite results for qualifying.
Yeah, I mean, it's his first run out too, so obviously he's going to struggle quite a bit. This is a higher level of struggling than you see most guys, but everybody learns at their own pace, I guess. He's trying to get it pointed right in the right direction on the back straightaway here.
I've been hearing some call from the pits that he's actually going to most likely end up just taking 1 or 2 laps and calling it quits. Not what you want to hear, but based off of this lap, I don't know if he'll be able to improve. Going over the ramp slowly, pretty nice. About to go through the sling, getting caught up. You know, I really want to know what's going in his mind. Like, I want to know why he takes those brief pauses before even doing anything, because I want to know what he thinks.
It's just a lack of confidence. I mean, when you step on the throttle, the car just goes flying, and when you aren't experienced and kind of anticipating that movement and turning with it, it's a little bit surprising, and you have to react a lot slower or a lot faster when the car's going so much faster. So he's just not used to having to react that fast, and so he's choosing not to, basically, I think is what's happening.
I don't think he's going to improve his time.
No,
but
me either.
Still won't be dead last. I'm going to say that again. Maybe, actually. We don't know what any else is going to do, but I honestly think he'll stay second to last. Kai Chavez, what I've been heard in the pits is she is changing batteries in her car to get a faster car so it can actually go up the ramp. Or she's changing to, like you said, like you mentioned earlier, the Nitro XVB. But, you know, we'll see in that. Running over the limits for the timer.
Yeah, something to consider with the Ben Scott penalty, which will be happening. He was late to his qualifying run. Oh, wow.
That was really good.
Yeah, suddenly quite good.
2:31. I don't think he's driving the car.
No, I think it's somebody else might take over the car. It's just completely different.
Yeah, this lap will not be counted.
Yeah. Good lap, though, whoever it is.
I think that's Abram.
Yeah, hard to tell. As I was saying with the Ben Scott penalty, if he qualifies second to last, he'll be moved into last. Whoever is in last
And there he goes.
will then move up a spot. But if Ben Scott qualifies, say, third to last, then and Owen Shields is in last, he's not going to get the benefit of that because he's 2 spots back, not 1 spot back. So we'll have to see how it all shakes out. But right now, it's looking like Owen Shields is going to take the advantage of that Ben Scott penalty and move up a spot into the next heat.
Up next is Alex Anderson. Alex is a very midfield driver, but he has slowly gotten better and better and better. The last race he qualified 4th, but that was because, you know, he struggled with that track. And he went from qualifying on average 5th, 6th, 7th to qualifying 4th and 3rd recently. Let's see what he can do this race.
Starting the lap. Very clean so far.
Very, very fast. I think he's honestly going to contend for the lead for this. Slowly not being able to see the sling because of the camera movements. I'm gonna have to talk with someone about that.
A really good lap though. Only one little hang up and it's going to be an 18.6 flat. Really solid lap.
If he didn't have that hang up, he absolutely would have taken pole, and I would not have been shocked if he could, like at all. He's such a capable driver of this with that car, and he has definitely improved the most out of anybody this season.
A little bit of flip, but it recovered, and it's going to be an 18.68. Man, if it wouldn't have been that for that flip, he's got one more chance to improve. He's hit the wall twice this entire run. It's been very solid. There's a third hit, and I think that's going to kill the lap, but still a great run.
Got stuck in the sling again. Wow. That was 2 times running a capability of getting pole position. That's just, honestly, the day that Alex Anderson gets pole position is the day that I'm looking forward to the most. He has improved so much as a driver, and I'm excited to see that.
It wouldn't be a shock.
Anyways, he's going to move up into second. And up next is going to be Abram Shields. Abram Shields he's never run out of the top 3 for qualifying, so he's definitely one to look out for. We can no longer see the sling. Unfortunately, I don't know who changed the camera, but not very happy with them still. Gonna mention that all day.
Yeah, you've made that very clear. He's out though, and he'll be a really fun one to watch. Although, if he can beat Alex Anderson's time in terms of cleanliness, I would be surprised.
So far, not looking too hot, but that's okay. It happens during the outlap. Struggling a lot. He really loves those pool noodles. I think he needs to learn to go on the inside line, not the outside line. Here he goes, starting his line. Very fast, very capable. No longer can see him on the screen. Won't be like that for the race. Flying down the straight, going over the ramp. Gets caught up on the end of the ramp. That's not going to do anything for this race.
Flips on the curb down there as well. Still going to be a pretty solid lap. There's only been 2 cars that have been really fast so far. Flips again.
Again, he has room to grow. He definitely will be able to improve because I know him and he doesn't tend to make the same mistakes over and over again during qualifying. But on the racetrack, during an actual race, maybe. Most likely, to be honest.
It's a much better lap through here. And getting hung up a little bit, but still very clean. 18.26, man, that's close. Between the 3 of them, he's going to go right in the middle, I believe. And one more shot for improvement. It's looking fast, too. He gets hung up on the ramp there. That's such a tricky corner. Turn 5 down there.
Definitely not going to be able to get pole, but he was right there to it.
Yeah, he's very competitive. And in the race, if he can keep it together, it's going to be a good one.
22.22. Double 22. Speaking of 22, he's currently on pole position and almost lost it by 0.2 seconds. Up next is Cohen Bell. Cohen Bell just came off of a P3 qualifying for the race and a P2 race in the S200. He also did recently have a P2 qualifying and P1 qualifying. So he's been known to qualify very well by himself, but let's see what he can do on this track, especially when it's so hard and he's the only one out there that has had 0 practice before qualifying.
Yeah, these are the first laps he's putting down, so it's going to be a learning experience for him for sure. We'll see if he can learn it in the first 2 and put down a good one in the last 3rd lap.
I would also like to say that Julian Miller has actually queued up, and instead of taking dead last, he actually wants to put down a lap.
Yeah, that's to be expected. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Ben Scott or Owen Shields try that as well, as they have a lot of room for growth.
Cohen Bell currently struggling a lot. Definitely wasn't expecting this track to be as tight as it is. But let's see what he can do in qualifying. Getting caught up. This is definitely not going to be good for this lap at all. Honestly, I expect the first lap, maybe first 2 laps, to just be a lap to get used to the track and have the 3rd lap as a flyer lap.
Yeah, even the 3rd lap is going to be hugely valuable in terms of experience for the race, but hopefully he can put down a good lap on that 3rd lap as well. 23.08, excuse me. Solid lap. That'll put him 4th so far.
Still a little tight mess up, but that's okay. He's definitely improved. He's definitely going to set down a better lap. Probably going to stay in 4th because the top 3 are separated by literally 0.6 of a second. But down 19.02, that is incredible.
He's almost in that range. If he can shave off just a little bit more time, he'll be right there with him.
going through the sling. Definitely. Oh, he gets caught up. This lap could have been one of the best laps he
Maybe
put down for
still
sure.
can. Maybe he still can.
Great lap.
Oh man, I think he was gonna be in there too.
I do too. Honestly, that lap looks so good that I think that might have been a pole position lap if he didn't have that mistake.
It's gonna be a 19:02. That'll put him fourth so far. A solid lap. What could have been, but I'm sure I'll be happy with that for having no experience.
I wouldn't be shocked if Julian can beat him, and I also wouldn't be shocked if he couldn't. Like you just said, I'm very, very, very surprised by how he did because of his no experience. We saw drivers with some experience that are rather capable struggle a lot still, but put down good laps. And honestly, with what he did in the qualifying run, I can see him running very, very strongly in the race. Let's see what Kai Chavez can do. She actually swapped to the Nitro XVB. Definitely didn't like the old car, but we'll see what she can do.
Yeah, she's a rookie. She has the practice experience, and that's all the knowledge that she has of this. Much like Owen Shields, we will see how she does in relation to Owen Shields. My goodness.
Car seems faster. Seems like she cannot control it as well. That car has been known to have a bit of handling issues near the sling. And I don't mean that as in like the sling. I mean that as in that corner of the track area. Runs out of connectivity. Speaking of that, she seems to go flying into the wall. Not setting a good first lap. She's also the first woman driver of the GCRC. Putting a good name out for the women, but also not at the same time.
She's our Janet Guthrie.
That's elite ball knowledge.
She's putting down a decent lap, all things considered, though. It's not going to be super fast, but it should probably be behind Dan DeSalle as long as she can keep doing what she was doing. And she's still got 2 more laps to improve as well.
I would just like to say Kai Chavez is actually the girlfriend of Julian Miller.
What?
I know. They recently got together after a race while she was watching them and was like, you know what, I want to be in this. And they went back to their rooms, and after that the camera stopped rolling. And apparently after that she became a racing fanatic, kind of.
Yeah, apparently, if the stories are true. Back on track. Trying to beat Ben Scott's time here with a 1:23 was his time.
I think she will.
I think she will too.
It's going to be...
close is a relative term. And so 1:13.92, a lot of room for improvement there.
That's actually going to be quite good for Owen Shields that she did better than Ben. That's honestly all that he's going to need. He's going to have to need that because it's not looking good for him at all right now based off of the first lap. And I honestly don't think Julian will do any worse too. I think Julian probably lock in 5th, maybe 6th if he gets caught up. Again, he only has 1 lap. And that 1 lap, again, this track is so hard that anything can happen in the lap.
Yeah, with the car with that capability and the driver with that sort of experience, you'd expect a pretty decent lap time. But we'll see. You never really know for sure. Kai Chavez actually a little bit slower than she was through here last time, but still room for improvement. She had a lot of trouble through the middle section last time.
I don't think her lap's going to improve.
No, it doesn't look like it.
But the thing that I don't really like about the XVB is its acceleration. It's such a slow accelerating car. But what I love about the car is its turning radius. Its car has a turning radius so good that it set down a 13-second qualifying lap in the Limestone Grand Prix when the nearest competition was at, I believe, a 14.5. And obviously the runner of the XVB that time was Abram Shields, getting pole position for his first ever race.
So 1:28.5, not a ton faster, but 1 more lap to improve, and it's looking way better than last time through. This is looking really solid all of a sudden. All gets cut up on the ramp. Could still be fast though.
I love the crowd of people down there watching. Fixated on that car. I really actually appreciate that.
It's not quite able to get up to the ramp though. That's unfortunate. And looks like
connection issue.
Got stuck on tape, or yeah, it could be connection issue. It was looking like a great lap too. It could still be an improvement.
Could be. Honestly, for the last lap, she was right around there when she hit the 34, 35 mark. So as long as she can keep it clean around the heart, then she should be good. Right now, it's looking really good. Wow.
Goes off right there.
Might be a sub 1 minute lap.
Yeah, might be in a minute here. Hung up. Come on.
Come on.
Get around that corner, around turn 14. Hung up a little bit.
So close. Will she do it?
Back up.
I think she will.
Through the line.
Oh, just barely.
59.02.
It's gonna put her third to last, but technically, still third to last. Up next is Julian with his 1 lap run. We can see the beef machine down there. One heck of a nickname. A lot of stickers on it. I wish this number 7 was on there, but that's okay. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, new car, a lot of decals on it. Should be fun to watch. We've already seen it out there once, but it was having some trouble, so this is kind of his chance, assuming he's got it fixed, his chance to put down a flyer and really show us what he's got.
Knowing Julian, he has been either the very front or the very back for qualifying, and honestly, I can see him doing either. This track is hard, so 1 lap will be very difficult for literally anybody to do. Did anybody set their best lap for the first lap?
Not that I know of.
Oh yes, Ben and Graham did.
Okay.
So that's 2. Well, 1's pole, so I mean, I guess good things can happen from the first lap.
He's off. This is an extra temp, so only 1 lap, and it's looking really solid to start. Probably going to be behind the 3 car, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But ahead of the 13 and the 31, likely, as long as he can put it together. A little bit of a hang up, but that 33 is time to beat for Dan DeSalle, and he'll get it. 24.62.
And that's the end of qualifying. Let's move on to interviews.
What else we got?
Yep. Can you stop the camera? Sweaty Ben, back for round 2.
I just enjoyed it too much last time. I had to come back.
How'd you feel about your qualifying run?
Oh, I loved it, baby. Oh, you're going on top this time?
How do you think you're gonna do in the race?
Oh, I'm in the back because that's the best view. I'm just staring at all the other racers passing by. I look on their tailpipes, vibrating, smoking.
Sweaty Ben,
Yeah.
8th place. I'm here with 7th place result holder for qualifying, Owen Shields. Currently the brother of Abram Shields, our top dog for qualifying. You are clearly not even close to him. No offense. No. How'd you feel about your run?
I felt okay. A lot of screaming.
That's how it goes here.
It was intense. I
Good.
felt nervous.
This one does.
Couldn't get the controls right sometimes.
That happens.
Felt down.
And that also
Felt like
happens.
I couldn't do it.
That also happens.
I think that's all, but it's like the controls are a little bit finicky sometimes.
Hey, you're better than good old Nolan Berry.
Yes.
So, are you excited for the race?
Yes.
Good.
I'm hoped.
Good. We are here with Kai Chavez, the first ever woman racer for the GCRC. How'd you feel about your race or qualifying?
I originally thought it was not that good, and then I watched Owen go, and I felt extremely better about my chances.
How do you think you're gonna do in the races?
Better than Owen.
Okay. Tough rivalry for Kai and Owen. See you out there. Here with 5th place qualifier, Dan DeSalle, doing a lot better than usual. How do you feel about your qualifying run?
Well, it was a little rough. Track's a little challenging. My car wasn't handling well, but I'll work on it for the race.
Okay, good. Excited to see you out there.
5th place for Julian Miller. Tell us about your qualifying run.
Honestly, it was really interesting. Through practice, I was feeling pretty good. My car's handling pretty well. I think I probably should have switched the battery for the qualifying. It's really just the battery life on this car isn't what I expected, but it was hard to know what to expect, seeing it was basically Kinder's car with a new body. But the Beefmobile is going to do well.
You feel better about your chances in the race?
Absolutely.
Love to hear it. Julian Miller, roll off 3rd in Heat 1.
Here with 4th place qualifying run, Cohen Bell. Finally able to get his car out after having a little bit of a problem with the misses. How'd it feel?
Yeah, no, it felt interesting. The track's pretty narrow, so it's a little hard to navigate. The practice definitely would have helped, but didn't have it. and I think still made the best of a bad situation. So we'll see how we do in the race. Heat 2 should be fine. Should end up second at the end of it. You know how it goes.
That's how it goes. Alrighty. Thank you very much.
Third place qualifying for Alex Anderson. Tell us about your run.
I think I did very well on my own, but my car is finally, after many races, beginning to fade. I think the alignment is loose and I can't tighten it. So it was swerving a lot, but I was able to handle it a bit, but still.
You think you're going to do alright in the race even with that?
I'm scared, but I have confidence I won't do bad.
Alright. Optimistic Alex Anderson. We'll see how he does in Heat 1. Slim Abram Shields, second place in qualifying. Tell us about your run.
You know, going in, not thinking I was going to do great. I'm proud of the second place. You know, obviously you always want first place, but being a point second off, one driving a veteran car because the new car I bought, trash, bro, trash. So I'm driving an old broken car and get second place in qualifying by 0.1 off from Graham. Feeling pretty good. Now, I don't know if that'll transfer to my actual race, but for right now, we're doing good.
He'll roll off first in Heat 2. Abram Shields.
Let's go.
Another pole position for Graham DeSalle. Tell us how it went.
3 in a row. Really close. Off by 0.1 by the king of qualifying, Abram Shields. I didn't really do a lot of practice laps. I was there to kind of help out with the dots. I did like maybe 5 laps that weren't fully effort. Good. It was good. It'll definitely, my battery feels like it's a little sluggish. I'm charging it right now. It just felt a little slow. It felt cleaner than usual. Felt like I did good. I was very proud of it, and just want to thank all the guys though. Thanks Barks Root Beer for, I should have brought a can with me. Thanks Barks Root Beer for providing some lovely hydration. Thanks Bob's Burgers for providing some amazing shows, and thanks to my wonderful brand Porsche. I love you. Yeah, I'm excited for the competition. It should be good. Excited to see what will happen. Thank you very much. We are now starting Heat 1. Heat 1 consists of Graham, Julian, Alex, Ben, and Kai, but not in that order. The order is actually Graham, Alex, Julian, Kai, and then Ben. It's going to be 15 laps. Top 2 move on, then it'll be over. And it's we're going to have a different starting procedure. We're going to have it so they start around the sling, and once they go, someone's going to tape it over, and they will no longer be able to go over that area. It's no longer a straight shot. They actually have to go through the heart. It's going to be an interesting race. And they are off. Graham up in the front. Slow start from Alex, but it doesn't matter because Julian and Alex crash, and that allows the top 2 to get a huge break. Kai Chavez pulling into the pits on accident. Terrible start for Ben. Graham actually loses the lead to Alex, but Alex flips over. That's going to allow Graham to get ahead of him, but Graham gets caught again in this tricky complex.
Alex and Graham DeSalle side by side. Graham DeSalle is going to lead the first lap. Ben has yet to complete turn 4. Here he comes through turn 4 now. Alex Anderson's still right behind Graham DeSalle. Julian Miller pulling ahead of Kai Chavez into that 3rd spot. Top 2 a transfer on.
Alex Anderson gets caught in the sling and gets sent flying upside down. That's going to allow Graham to get a lot of breathing room. Alex's car is so fast down the straight that he was catching up so much, and honestly, they would have been side by side into turn 1. But huge wreck for Alex yet again. That's not going to be good for him. Julian Miller kind of struggling and is a little bit behind. He's currently going through the S's. We expected more from him, but we're not getting that.
Yeah, he's just about 3/4 of a lap down from Alex Anderson. It's a long lap, though. It's quite a distance. Alex Anderson upside down in the sling now. He's going to fall a lap behind Graham DeSalle and give Graham DeSalle full control of this race, as he so often gets.
Graham just smashed into him unintentionally, but still pretty funny. He's going to lap the entire field on this. Julian Miller and Alex going to fight for P2. That is actually a transfer spot that they are fighting for. Kai is very much ahead of Ben. Ben hasn't even completed a lap.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him because it's been quite a while, and I feel like he was stuck down by the pit lane for quite a while. Alex Anderson with a really tough lap 3. He was well ahead of Julian Miller, and he lost it all.
It's actually going to be neck and neck at the start of lap 5. Never mind. Actually, no, it still is up. Never mind again. Alex Anderson is going to secure that transfer spot while Julian is still behind, but the straight line speed of Alex's car is going to allow him to shoot ahead, as well as Julian crashing. But Alex Anderson getting caught up with Kai, and it seems that something's going on with Alex's car. It's slowly moving. I fear to say that might be a sudden battery issue. But that's not something I want to say, because that is something that we have seen Alex struggle with every single race. But I hope it doesn't happen now. But Graham DeSalle really far in the sunset. He's about to lap second. He hit again. And there goes Julian actually lapping Alex. That is going to secure that transfer spot for Julian. That's not going to be good for Alex. Alex flying now. Who knows what was going on right there? Kind of a bit confused. Carnage in the middle. It's a very, very tight track. A lot of chaos going on. I don't even know where Alex is, to be honest. He's nowhere to be seen. I think he's actually in the pits right now. Oh, never mind, I lied. He's about to start lap 6.
Yeah, he's about a lap behind Julian Miller, so obviously something's going wrong with that car to have lost that much ground. He's stuck down there in turn 2. Unfortunate for him, but still in it. They're only about halfway through, a little under halfway through even, and Julian Miller having his own problems, so it's really still open, even though Julian Miller with a solid lead right now.
It's going to be one heck of a race for the transfer spot. Ben Scott, again, hasn't completed a lap yet. He is almost about to, but something's going on.
Yeah, down there in turn 14, struggling, holding up Alex Anderson while he tries to get back in contention there. He's about a lap and a half down, still trying to get back into competition with Julian Miller in the 7 car.
Speaking of issues, Kai Chavez is having a connectivity issue.
Alex Anderson stuck down there in turn 4. He's not moving at all, and I see the lights flashing. That's definitely a battery issue. He loses a second lap to Julian Miller as well. I hate to say it for him, but it's looking really bad unless Julian has problems of his own.
And honestly, the funniest part is both of those contenders have had equal fair shares of battery issues in races. They both have missed the start of a race due to a battery issue, and have also had to take extra pit stops due to a dying battery. So, it's neck and neck between those two when it comes to battery issues. But Graham DeSalle, on second to last lap, he is 4 laps ahead of nearest competition. This has been less of a race for him and more of practice, to be honest.
That's how a lot of heats go for him. I feel like he's very fast, and he usually has the track figured out faster than most folks do. Trouble down there in the ramp, he's going to join him and kind of join the trouble as well. He gets through it faster than most, though. Julian Miller upside down in the sling, though.
Ben Scott, I would like to say, finally completed a lap. It technically almost took him about 15 to 13 laps from Graham. And there goes Graham actually winning Heat 1, won by 5 laps, which is pretty crazy for him. He's going to be proud of that. Definitely going to show that he can enjoy this track. I know he doesn't really enjoy his car. I've been told that his car has been having a little bit of issues, and that he thinks it might be time to retire it, but we'll see how long that car lasts. Up next is we're just waiting for Julian to finish. I think Alex is officially out of this race, not as in like he's DNFing, but as in he can no longer fight for that transfer spot, because again, this race is being held really late at night, and we are trying our hardest to get people home as soon as possible. There goes Alex leaving the pits. He taking an illegal pit stop. He's not going to be happy about the 5-second penalty he receives for that. Not going to matter because he's still behind. And putting up some major speed. This is an interesting race. Huge wreck in the middle, actually. Everybody's kind of wrecking right now. It feels weird that there's technically 3 laps left for this, even though the leader is long gone. It's poor Alex, poor Kai. Ben has completed a 2nd lap. Kind of impressed. I don't expect much from Ben nor Kai. Kai has been having an issue with connectivity, as Kai and Ben actually fighting down there. I don't know why Ben didn't just back up and go around. Decided to take the rude way around by pushing her. That car's also heavy with a bunch of double A's in it.
Oh, there's another kick. from Abram Shields. We've seen that before. It seems to be a habit for him. She's not in contention, but she still deserves respect, at least as the common racing standards go. Julie Miller coming to the white flag, getting held up by Alex Anderson, who's fighting to stay in contention. He's so far back, he really needs a miracle.
Speaking of Abram, if that penalty for kicking Dan's car doesn't go into effect, then that kick right there will absolutely solidify it. If not, a 2 grid place penalty. Look at that. That was almost 3 wide on the ramp. Look at this battle, neck and neck between those two, even though Julian is on his last lap. Alex is still showing that he is still in contention and he can still control the race.
Definitely can't, because he's about to be eliminated, but still, it was a good fight. It was symbolic of his fight to stay in it, and Julian Miller going to get that last transfer spot.
That's going to be very unfortunate to Alex. Alex is not happy whatsoever. I feel bad for him. But with that being said, let's move on to interviews. Round 3 for Sweaty Ben, getting dead last in Heat 1. How'd your race go?
I made a mistake. I ordered my car too late. I apologize. I've been stuck with a car that I don't think I know how to operate. Something about this controller, I think I operated some sort of cheat code into it to make it so it automatically accelerates. I just don't know how to deal with it when it automatically accelerates. Eventually I got it to work again, and now it automatically decelerates. So eventually I'll operate the cheat code inside the controller to make it so it operates normally again, but until then, I'm just going to be sitting back watching from the sidelines, getting sweatier and sweatier.
Alrighty, dead last for Sweaty Ben. Hopefully he'll do better. Here with 4th place finisher in the Heat 1, Kai Chavez. How'd you feel about your run?
I didn't feel too good. I was a little concerned that my car lost connection, and I had to get a lot of help in one corner because my car just would not go.
How do you think you're going to do in the LCQ?
Better if my car wants to work in that one corner.
Alrighty. I'm here with 3rd place finisher, Alex Anderson, running in the top at the very beginning. Tell me what happened.
My car is old, and also I think the battery was just kind of dead. And it comboed in a factor where my car would inch where I'm forward 1 inch at a time. I mean, after I changed my battery, it did it sometimes, but it wasn't as much. So I think it was partially a battery issue and partially just my car being finally near its end.
Alrighty, I hope you can do better in the LCQ.
I think I'll do well in the LCQ.
2nd place in the heats for Julian Miller. Tell us about your race.
Honestly, it was pretty solid. Honestly, it felt like more than 15 laps. I can't wait to see the official counting in the afterwards. But honestly, I'm feeling really good, feeling confident. I'm liking my chances in this race.
How do you feel about rolling off 3rd in the heat, or in the final? Excuse me.
Honestly, I don't think the placement in rolling off has ever mattered to any race ever in this. It really just shows your skill throughout the whole event.
2nd place for Julian Miller. 1st place for Graham DeSalle. Tell us about your race.
It was pretty good. It was really close with me and Alex at the start because I kept messing up. And then Alex blew up. I had a feeling that Heat was going to be a little on the easy side. No offense, because all the harder people were in Heat 2. Alex is going to be someone, I would say he'd be a force to reckon with if his car's so old that it's near the end of its lifetime. Then there's just Matthew Lucas left, but he's not here. Unfortunately, feeling pretty strong. I'm excited for the final race. I think my car is going to blow up at the end of it, and I'm going to have to get a new one because its gears are grinding really loudly.
Another heat win for Graham DeSalle.
So we are about to start Heat 2. The lineup is going to be Abram, Cohen, Dan, and Owen Shields in that order this time. This is going to be a very interesting race. I honestly don't know what to expect. Cohen put down a great lap for qualifying, but he missed practice, so he still missed a lot of crucial time around driving around other drivers. So we'll see what that plays into effect.
15 laps, just like last time, top 2 advance, so it'll really be interesting to see if Dan DeSalle or Owen Shields can kind of upset the top 2 and get in there. That's going to be their main goal today, is to nab a 2nd place.
And they are off. That is Abram Shields. Oh, that is immediately Owen Shields off the track and upside down. Cohen Bell able to secure the lead with Abram Shields right behind him, and Dan DeSalle and Owen Shields wrecking in the back.
Yeah, the 3 car getting out to an early lead. It's a 69 car right on his tails, though. Dan DeSalle cruising along in 3rd. He's not in terrible shape. And here comes Abram Shields right behind Cohen Bell now, trying to get by him.
Oh, this is neck and neck, literally down the straight. Both cars seem to be around even in pace, but Abram decides to swerve. So that is Alex Anderson actually blocking Abram Shields. That is not going to be good for him at all.
Yeah, it's going to hang him up a little bit. Oh, and he's flipped right there.
Right as he was about to gain time on Cohen Bell. It's going to be neck and neck. Dan DeSalle, kind of a bit behind, allowing Abram to lose some time, but again, still up for play.
Yeah, I mean, even though Abram Shields has had all those moments, Cohen Bell's had the same amount of moments. He's lacking that practice time, and he hasn't pulled very far ahead. Abram's still right there.
It's going to be neck and neck. They are both getting caught. Abram is actually off the track, and Cohen is able to start the lap very soon. He's going through the easiest part of the track, while Abram is going through the hardest. This is going to be huge for Cohen. Can allow him to gain a lot of time. But we'll see what actually happens. Owen Shields is yet to complete a lap. Let's see if he can do it before Ben Scott did. So far, looking good.
Yeah, looking good so far. Here comes Cohen Bell. He's got about a half lap now, so he's definitely stretched his legs. Coming to 10 to go. Sitting pretty right now.
A little bit of a fight between the Shield brothers. Nothing like some tough love between each other. When that is actually Abram Shields flipping over in the sling. Oh, and Alex putting him on the wrong side.
The main battle for that transfer spot right there between Dan DeSalle and Abram Shields. Abram Shields putting Dan 2 laps down now, so it's looking like it's over before it really even started. Abram Shields probably going to have that second transfer spot so long as something doesn't go wrong.
Even though the battle for the transfer spots is kind of over, I still think the most important battle is going to be for who runs and starts second in the main race.
Yeah, 3 car with a big lead right now, but definitely not over. Abram Shields jumping the wall in accident, trying to get back over, and it looks like he might just be taking it. No, he's going to get back over. Fair enough. Yeah. That is allowed if it happened to you, and he's almost lapped down now though with that time loss.
The 3 is struggling a little bit more than usual in the middle sector, but that isn't to be surprised considering he missed practice. Abram is actually about to get lapped, but I say that right as Cohen Bell flips over near the sling. The sling was intended for you to actually, if you take it wrong, then you will get flipped over. So it's serving its purpose, and honestly, the creator of it should be proud.
So at this point, we're looking at Cohen Bell and Abram Shields trying to get through this race, trying to knock out laps because they're sitting extremely comfortably in the 3 car, as well as is still about 3/4 of a lap ahead. So not really any challenge right there. It's really Dan DeSalle just trying to get up to Abram Shields, but he's so far back. I mean, he's going to need a miracle from either the 3 or the 69 to have a shot. And then Owen Shields, I think at this point, he's just looking for experience right now because he's not really in contention.
What I would like to say is every single time either Cohen or Abram crashes, as soon as they gain that time back on each other, they wreck again. So they are constantly in a half lap difference because Cohen is wrecked, and right as he gets fixed, Abram wrecks. It's very weird. I don't think they're going to be able to get lapped by each other, but we'll see what can happen. Owen Shields doing a lot better than I honestly expected him to do. Still a great battle between the top 2.
Yeah, with that 89 car as well this is just about experience, and he has kept his head down and he hasn't stopped driving, which is really good. You're trying to get just as much practice time as you can, and he's taking full advantage of that. So big props to him. That's a big thing for a new driver.
Soon about to be over, actually. We got about 3 laps left for both of them. It's still going to be neck and neck. I honestly don't know who's going to win this. They are both wrecked at the same time, and they both get fixed at the same time. This is going to be a very interesting race because once one of them is on the actual easiest part to go on, the other is on the hardest part, and kind of the same format happens. One wrecks while one goes smoothly, so they're very even on pace right now.
Yeah, you can kind of gauge how far apart they are based off that crossover point where turns 14 and 15 get really close to turns. I believe that is 9 and 10. So you can kind of gauge off that. And I think the 3 cars pulled just a little bit of a gap based off that.
They are currently both down the back straight. On the second to last lap, Abram Shields goes over, so that's going to be a huge break for Cohen. And he also flips over. Abram was neck and neck right there, honestly about to possibly take the win. But luckily he got lucked out, but Cohen is having huge trouble right near the start of his last lap, and same for Abram actually. About to go on the last lap. They're about to be neck and neck for the final lap.
Struggling there to get past the 31 from the 3 car. It's allowed the 69 to close right up. He does flip, but he recovers. He struggles to get going, though. The 3 car sitting pretty stuck down there in the sling, though. It's going to be interesting to see if Abram Shields can catch him.
Oh, but he also flips down there.
I don't think he's going to have quite enough time to catch him, and no, he's not.
That's going to be a win for Cohen Bell in the heat, and second place following for Abram Shields. Incredible heat. Sad to see Dan DeSalle and Owen Shields be so far to competition, but sometimes that's just how racing goes. I'm here with dead last in heat 2. Owen Shields completing 3 laps. How'd you feel?
I actually felt really good.
Good.
Like when I first started, I did not have any confidence. But by the end of it, I saw that I was zooming a little bit, and I got excited. So I think I did pretty good. And for last place, first try, I think I did pretty good.
As a rookie, that's really good. How do you think you're going to do in the LCQ?
I think I'll do okay, but I'll try my best and just find out what happens.
Alrighty, thank you very much. I'm your third place finisher, Dan DeSalle. How'd you feel about your run?
Yeah, got a little fine tuning to do for the LCQ, but I think I'll bring it.
How do you think you're going to do?
Not sure. If the car performs well, I think I'll be up there.
Alrighty, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We are here with second place, Abram Shields, just barely getting second. How'd you feel about your run?
That was a very solid run. Cohen's car is just slightly faster, but the fact I was able to maintain that half lap distance the whole race, with it even closing in near the end until I fumbled and look away from my car. I feel very confident for this next race, but I still think he's going to get me in the end. I think I'll be sitting in a solid 3rd or 4th today.
Alrighty, thank you very much. I'm here with first place winner, finally able to win a heat, Cohen Bell. Throwing some slander out there. How'd you feel about your run?
Yeah, I mean, that's a hard racetrack to get around, man. But it's fun. I would say that we'll be competitive in the final. That's all I can really take from it. Hopefully, I don't get caught by Abram there at the end, like I did in the heat. But we'll see. It'll be a good race.
How do you think you're going to do the final? You'll have 2 more cars on track. How do you think traffic will go?
Traffic wasn't terrible. So maybe a little worse, but it should still be bearable. It's a long racetrack, so I feel like it's pretty spread out.
Alrighty, thank you very much. We are now starting the LCQ. Just like every other race so far, only the top 2 moves on, and once they are done, the entire race is finished. This is not what, like I said previously, this is not the normal format, but it's what we're going to be doing for today. And they are off. Alex is immediately taking a huge carnage. It's followed by Dan DeSalle. Ben doing really good before getting spun up by Kai. Dan is able to take the lead, but Alex gets it back because of the straight line of his speed, and he wow, that's an epic flip from Alex.
Yeah, Alex with pretty good start, but then, as you said, an epic flip that's going to allow Dan DeSalle to get past. Those 2 are probably going to be the top ones to watch based off what we saw in the heats. Kai Chavez, though, is hanging in there and trying to catch him.
Alex is able to take the lead yet again just because of a straight line speed. This is going to be neck and neck between those 2. I was honestly kind of surprised that Dan DeSalle is able to compete so well. He's obviously in slow mode, and compared to Alex's car, it is like 5 times slower, but it's stable, and that's the difference between the cars and what they are. Dan DeSalle on the wrong side of the track. He's going to be put back, but Alex is also flipped, so it works out.
It's going to allow him to hang in there. And Kai Chavez is stuck down there with the connection issues, but she has held her own and stayed right there behind him. Alex Anderson going to lead lap 2. He's getting away.
This is, I don't know where Ben is. I think Ben's in the pit, actually.
Yeah, emergency pit stop to start. That's unfortunate for him. We didn't expect him to be a huge competitor, but we did expect him to try and get some laps in. We'll see if he can get back out there.
At least one. Kai is finally able to get out of this thing, but flips over. I've honestly rarely seen that XVB get flipped over on its roof, because that car is just so bottom end heavy. You wouldn't see that much from it at all. Just currently.
So contrary to what was stated before, this is not just top 2 advance. There is the winner of this race moves on, and then whoever didn't move on, the highest qualifier out of those guys will then move on. So there's a quali transfer as well. Alex has it. He is the highest qualifier in this field. So if he wins, then it goes to Dan DeSalle. If he doesn't win, it's whoever wins this race, and then it goes to Alex. So Alex is safe either way. But this is still a good chance to get experience and kind of size up the other guys, because one of them is going to make it through.
Owen Shields pushing Dan off the track. Dan just honestly needs to do what he can. I mean, Alex has already built out a lap and a half lead over him, so he doesn't need to win to move on. He just needs to, do better than, well, most people, even though it doesn't really matter. Honestly, for Dan, anything works. He needs Alex to win, if not him to win. And then it'll be locked up. Alex is currently flipped over in the middle part. That's not going to be good for him at all.
Yeah, it's really going to be Kai Chavez, I think. The other two aren't really close. It's going to be Kai Chavez. It's going to try to spoil the party for these top 2. She's not terribly far behind, but she has fell a little bit behind. It's a long race, though. 1 mandatory pit stop in this race as well. So it's tough to tell what's going to happen.
One thing I've noticed from the drivers in the LCQ versus the actual race, I think it might be just because the race is so little in laps that they honestly, once one person pits, they're all in the pits at once. And they don't really know when to take the pits. They just need the poor person who normally knows what they're doing that got stuck down there because of poor issues to go in the pits, and then they all go in. And we've seen that happen a lot, actually. But let's see if that'll happen again.
Alex Anderson working his way through that middle section, getting hung up a little bit there, but it's been some clean laps for him. Dan DeSalle, I think that is down there stuck in turn 2 quite a bit with Owen Shields, and he's probably going to lose another lap here soon if he can't put it together.
Wow, Owen having a great performance right there until he almost shoved Alex off of the track. He's still doing so much better than he did during the actual qualifying. I'm actually kind of impressed by his improvement.
Very clean overtake there from Alex, slowing down, making sure he got out of the way, and you'll put Dan DeSalle 2 laps down. So here, he's pretty much in control of this. 3 laps down.
Alex is kind of dominating right now. I don't know when he's going to take his pit. Again, this is a 20-lap race, so there's not really, I don't think it fully matters when you take your pit in this race, but we'll see what he decides. We'll see what the leader decides, or what anybody else decides. Kind of a bit of carnage in the middle section. That is Owen Shields. I've noticed Owen Shields hold up the majority of the time. He's always there and always kind of, I wouldn't say being a party pooper, but he's always the one that starts to hold up traffic. Kind of like Fernando Alonso, but that's a DRS train.
Yeah, it's tight around here, especially. This is a very narrow track, so if you get stuck in a part, and as often guys do get stuck kind of horizontal to the track, perpendicular to the track, it's really easy to hold up a bunch of cars.
I would like to say that Owen Shields is catching up to Kai Chavez, but Kai is closer to lapping him than Owen is to catching up. So you can see that almost about to happen right now. This track is definitely not being handled as well as it possibly could, getting stuck on the rejoin ramp. Not enough speed going up there. Contrary to belief, when you go over a rejoin ramp, you have to go over 1 mile an hour. Crazy, am I right? It's lap 13. He's kind of dominating this race right now.
Yeah, and Dan DeSalle's kind of getting a comfortable cushion of his own. He's up to about 3 laps ahead. So it kind of looks like, barring any battery emergencies or other car failures, this thing's kind of settled.
I'd also like to say Ben Scott is out of this race. It's not something that we expected, but him getting last wouldn't have been a shocker to us. He was with a car that we have seen numerous times, and we have seen it put down some very, very poor results. Didn't do good in the Holiday Grand Prix, only survived because he made it into the B main, and in the GCGP, the second annual GCGP, put down the worst possible performance ever in GCGP or GCRC history. And it struggled a lot today, so we weren't very surprised by that at all. So, no pits yet.
Yeah,
Alex is.
It's getting kind of later into the race. You'd expect somebody to, as most of the field, or at least Dan and Kai around halfway, and Alex well into the race, so you'd expect some pit stops soon.
I think Alex might be pulling a showcase and first annual GCRC or GCGP Cohen Bell move and pit on the final lap. I think that might be what's going on, to be honest.
We'll see. He's coming to 4 to go here, so he doesn't have a lot of time left to pit. Regardless, it's going to be close to that sort of move. I think we saw Alan Martindale pull something similar in the Nolans Berries 100. I think he pitted on the third to last lap.
I also think he pit on the very last lap in the GCGP, or second to last lap in the GCGP, but had to take 2 more emergency pit stops. But speaking of pits, Dan DeSalle is currently going into the pits, and that's going to be Kai Chavez possibly following. But we will see. That is indeed what she's planning on doing, because she's been stuck in multiple parts of the track that I can't tell anymore.
It looks like she's down in the pit lane, so besides pitting outside of the box and then or stopping outside of the box, she's trying to pit, it looks like. Alex Anderson's still out there. Or no, he pitted as well, did he? No, he's still out there, excuse me. I confused him for Ben Scott, who of course is out of the race.
Owen Shields, I can't tell if he's struggling with batteries or if he's just going super slow on purpose because he doesn't have a good feel for the track. Alex Anderson, on the second to last lap, if he doesn't pit next lap, he will get a penalty and will be dropped down to second, which
wouldn't change anything,
but still would not be very. He probably wouldn't enjoy that still, getting dropped down to second.
Starts his last lap here. He does have to pit this lap. It'll be interesting to see if he's just forgotten or if he's planning a deliberate strategy move.
Oh, I can't tell. Oh, and there he goes into the pits, actually in the pit box, unlike Kai. That's currently 3 out of 4 drivers. Never mind, actually. That is 2 out of 4 drivers in the pits. Dan DeSalle just leaving huge margin ahead of Kai, who's also leaving the pits, who got stuck in the tiny little sliver right before the exit ramp.
And stopping in the box, good for her. Dan DeSalle really just has to kind of lock in and hope Alex Anderson has something go wrong. He's got this chance now. This is his time to perform and try to make up a whole 7-lap gap around this long racetrack. It's going to be quite the challenge.
Dan DeSalle has been known to not do very well on tight tracks and tight corners. The main issue with him is him having to try to recover, which he's improved. Like, he's been doing a little. Oh, never mind, I take that back. He still has learned better, but won't be enough to actually get ahead of Alex Anderson.
So long as his pit goes well, and it looks like it is, he's out of the box already. That was a fast pit stop. So he's going to come out here and do half a lap, or I guess a little more than half a lap, and he should win this thing.
And there he goes. Speedy. He's always speedy, though. It's hard to not expect insane speed from Alex Anderson. That car is so fast, and honestly, I hope it never changes. It definitely helps him put down some great performance. And there he goes, winning the LCQ, and that means that Dan DeSalle also technically moves on. But great performance from Alex. Definitely not what he wanted to do. He definitely wanted to stay in Heat 1 and get that transfer spot and have Julian fight probably Dan DeSalle for it. But, at least he can show that he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. He's in really good shape now. So long as Dan DeSalle's car survives this race, he should be good. He has a quality transfer. He just needs to have a car to start the final. And so he's just got to complete these laps without it breaking, and he'll be in good shape.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't pull a Ben Scott, he should be good.
Even if he does drop out of this race, he still will be the highest qualifier out of the non-winners. So he literally just has to have a car survive.
And honestly, just like kind of what you said, even if he doesn't and he can't do it, then, well, that's 5 out of 6 starting the final race. It's Julian Miller flossing down there. Very unexpected. Right in front of Kai as she was stuck. I think he was doing that on purpose to taunt Kai, which I honestly don't think that's going to change anything, considering the fact that there's a 7-lap difference between Kai and Dan, and even if she beats him in the race, he still will get into the final race, and she won't.
I'd like to give props to Owen Shields as well. He hasn't pitted yet, but he's been out here. He's had a really difficult time. Just done just under 6 laps here, and he has not left the track once. He has kept in it. So he's really a trooper here, and even if it hasn't gone his way, I bet he's learned a lot. He does look a little more confident than he started out with, although still not that confident, but it's been an improvement, and he's really making the best of this time. Props to him.
Yeah, I honestly expected him to get dead last in the race because of what his practice lap and what his actual qualifying looked like. Only being able to put down 2 laps in qualifying isn't ideal. The only other time we've seen that is with another Cybertruck. But besides that, Dan DeSalle is on his final lap getting caught.
Second to last.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Yes, second to last, getting caught with Kai. But anyways, back to that Cybertruck. Only 2 cars have failed to actually do the full 3 laps, and that is the Cybertruck of Braden Kinder and the Cybertruck of Owen Shields. Funny stat. But now Dan DeSalle is on his final lap, going on the S. Is still on slow mode. I'm kind of glad that he put it on slow mode, because the last time he wasn't on slow mode, he got second to last. Going really well. Going around the final bend. Oh, get caught up. That was a pretty good lap, though, and he gets the transfer spot for the race.
He'll start 6th in the final. Alex Anderson will start 5th. Good effort from Kai Chavez and Owen Shields. Pretty good race from them.
This has definitely shown a lot of skill and a lot of improvement. But with that being said, let's get on to interviews. Disappointing run for Ben, getting dead last. Tell me about your race.
Car died. I didn't want to steal anyone else's battery. Yeah. This was fun for the 1 lap I was able to do.
I'm glad. Disappointing run for Ben. Hopefully you'll come back strong.
Next time I'll have my own car. It'll be purple.
Good. Alrighty, I'm here with second to last, first woman driver still, Kai Chavez. How'd you feel about your race?
Not good. My car, again, does not like that corner, and my boyfriend is ignoring me and won't pick up my car.
I'll beat him for that.
Do it, I bet you.
Alrighty, thank you very much.
4th place for Owen Shields in the LCQ. Tell us about your race.
I thought it was pretty good. I didn't think I was going to get 4th. I'm actually pretty happy with myself. First starting off, I sucked at the beginning. I'm going to admit that. I did suck. I suck at turns. My turning is not good at all. It was a little rough.
You think you can improve in the future?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I will improve.
Optimistic Owen Shields, 4th place. Thank you.
Yes.
2nd place for Dan DeSalle. Tell us about your race.
It was a little challenging. Still working on the car, making it a little bit better. So we'll see. Well, it's going to be a battle, and I'll just try to do my best to finish.
I can't wait to see it. Dan DeSalle. Winner of the LCQ, Alex Anderson. Tell us about your race.
I think, not to be rude to the others, but there is a bit of a skill gap. We're missing a lot of the more medium level players that would probably have a chance. There's a lot of, everyone I was up against is pretty much new. So it was, I don't mean to sound like an egomaniac, but it wasn't close, unfortunately, I don't think.
Do you think it'll be closer in the race?
Hell yeah. Actually, I think I'm really, really bad in the race because of my car, but...
What's your pit strategy looking like?
My pit strategy? Pray. I don't know.
Slim odds for Alex Anderson. We'll see what he does.
Yeah.
We are now starting the final race. As mentioned before, we changed the format of this race to 40 laps because of how late this is. It's still not going to be top 2. It's going to be get till at least 5th finishes. But yeah, the lineup is looking as Graham DeSalle, followed by Cohen Bell, Julian Miller, Abram Shields, Alex Anderson, and Dan DeSalle.
Yeah, this should be a really good race. We got like you said, 40 laps, and it's going to be a tough track, but this is the best of the field that we have, so it'll be a good race.
Very looking forward to this race. This race is super, super difficult, and we haven't seen a real competitive field until, well, I wouldn't say practice. Practice was a big mess, to be honest. So we'll see what happens, and I'm looking forward to this race.
Yeah, we're getting ready to start it, making sure everything's set. Like you said, Graham DeSalle on pole and 3-car second, like we've seen so many times. Here we go. It looks like we're about to start.
And they're off Graham DeSalle up in the front. Oh, a huge wreck for Cohen Bell. That is Alex Anderson, like we saw in Heat 1. Huge wreck on turn 1. That is 4 out of 6 drivers stuck there. Ben is actually trying to help, but he does not do a good job at labeling it and putting it down. But it is currently Graham, followed by Alex, Cohen, Dan, Julian, and Abram.
Yeah, really tough start for Abram Shields. He's all the way to the back, while Dan DeSalle having a great start right behind the 22 and 16. Alex Anderson also with a really good start.
Graham has pulled a huge lead ahead of Alex because Alex flipped going off of the ramp into the sling. Graham is doing very, very good for himself. He's about to lap his competition, Cohen Bell. Cohen Bell not having a great start, like you mentioned earlier. He seemed to have lost his starting capabilities. And if Graham DeSalle laps him, I think the race will be secure. Because like we've seen in the last race, once Graham lapped him, it was only over because they're so competitive and so close.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for him to battle back, especially with the pace that 22 car has. But I think we're really underselling Alex Anderson to start, as he's had a really good start of the race too.
We can actually look at the middle sector around the heart. That is Graham DeSalle almost about to go by Cohen Bell. And he does it right there. That is going to be upsetting for Cohen Bell. Cohen Bell knows that once it's over, once he gets lapped, it's over. And same for Graham. And so right as we speak of that, actually, Cohen and Abram having a great battle on the ramp as Abram shoves him against. It's still neck and neck, but Abram just pulls one of the dirtiest moves I have ever seen in racing history. He has not been very clean this weekend whatsoever.
Yeah, it's been a real border-pushing weekend for him. He's managed to move up into second past Alex with that move there. Alex then flipping, unfortunately, as he tries to get back by. It's going to let the 3-car probably get by, too, if he can. Yeah. There he goes.
Helper. Don't know what the helper's doing.
Maybe overwhelmed. He's standing in the track. He held up the 31 car and Dan DeSalle a little bit, too.
Graham going to lap him again. How is he still not noticing him? This is insane. Stepping right in front of the 3. That's going to allow the 3 to lose a huge chunk of pace.
Yeah, it's probably broken the rhythm quite a bit. Further back, Julian Miller has had a pretty rough start, as well as Dan DeSalle, not the start he wanted. Those two will probably be battling for 5th, but we'll see. It's a long race. We're about 20% of the way done.
Graham was about to lap Cohen yet again, but he got caught off and is now trying to get on the rejoin ramp. He's failing significantly right now. Abram was also stuck. Let's see what they can do right there. It is actually Abram and Cohen going back and forth in the middle sector. Graham's able to join them, followed by Julian, but Julian goes off and is on top of the laptop down there.
Yeah, a lot like we saw in the heats. The 3 and 69 have been back and forth and back and forth. It's just, in this case, the 69 is right with the 3 instead of about half a lap behind him.
He's pushing Graham off. Graham is yelling at Ben to get him. He's don't know where he's going. He's going to get other cars. This is not going to be good at all.
He's down on the track. That huge lead he has is really coming in handy here, and that he can keep the lead instead of losing so much time.
This is going to be close. Abram is still down a bit as he's actually been placed on the wrong side of the track, but still flipping over. That's going to allow Cohen to get a lot of clean air from him and have a huge break. It was neck and neck, like you said, between those two. And we'll see if he can do. Cohen has not found his rhythm this race. Normally he is neck and neck with Graham, but it seems that something's been going on.
Yeah, he's about a lap and a half back. I know I keep kind of trying to prop him up when he's only running 4th, but Alex Anderson is having a solid race here. He's hanging in there in 4th, just behind the 3 and 69, which have been getting a ton of attention. And if either of them slip up, he's sitting right in the catbird seat to take it. He's upside down in turn 3 right now, but still, he's putting together good laps.
Alex is no longer out of it for second. He is currently on the same lap as Cohen and Cohen and Abram. It's going to be neck and neck between those. He's still down by about half a lap, but still, when we thought he lost 2 laps during that huge wreck, he actually gained time significantly. Abram going by Cohen too.
Yeah, the 69 back in front of the 3. Those guys have been back and forth all day. There's still a lot of racing left. We'll see how that develops. And they're the 3. That's Julian Miller. The 3's down there in turn 2. Julian Miller now upside down, with the spectacular wreck. He's gotten close to Dan DeSalle. Those two are pretty close now. Dan just about 3/4 of a lap ahead.
Dan is, he's not a rookie, but he's definitely the rookiest of the bunch. He still struggles with pace in tight corners, and he's actually doing a lot better. He's about 2 laps behind Alex, and he's able to honestly secure that ahead of Julian, which we know Julian is one of our top guys, but has slowly been falling off.
Yeah, Dan's first start was the earlier GC Grand Prix this summer. The latest first start of any of these other guys would be Abram Shields in the second race ever at the Limestone Grand Prix last summer. So he's very new compared to this really experienced field.
Cohen is about to catch up to Abram. Abram had a huge lead against him when Cohen got wrecked and nobody went to go help him. Yet it's happening again right here, but Cohen is able to fix himself.
Alex Anderson in the pit lane on lap 11. That's an early pit. Yeah. We'll see how that strategy develops. That's going to allow Dan DeSalle and Julian Miller to possibly get up there and try and race with him, although they'll still have to pit.
If this was a regular 60-lap pit, then that pit time would have been very, very controversial. But since this is a 40-lap race, that is about 1/4 in, and so it's actually not as bad as it might seem.
It would have been comparable to, say, lap 16 or 17 in the 60-lap race, so quite early.
Looking, chewing through laps right now. Graham DeSalle has a huge lead ahead second. I'm really kind of excited to see how the outcome comes between Abram and Cohen.
Yeah, they can't shake each other. The 3-car can't get away from the 69, and the 69ers can't get away from the 3. They've been really close. They're still just a couple seconds apart. You see Abram getting caught up. That's going to allow the 3 to come right back into the picture.
I don't know what's up with Cohen this weekend, but I don't know if it's just me. What do you think, James? Do you think that the 3 is having a very off weekend and not acting as well as he normally does?
Yeah, I mean, the lack of practice time, it's not the oldest car on the grid, but it does have a little bit of age on it. And sometimes things just don't click with the team. Maybe they missed the setup, or maybe the drivers got some other stuff going on. It could be all sorts of things or any combination of those things. He's still running good, but not as well as you'd expect him to run.
I have 2 things to say. First off, Graham DeSalle just lost a huge chunk of his lead because Ben decided to put him on the wrong side of the track, and that cost him a lot. And Abram is in fact with his 1 grid place penalty, so he is trying his hardest to get up into second so he can at least get a podium, but currently Cohen is well ahead of him, actually, about half a lap ahead, and it's not going to be good as Abram's actually struggling with Blucifer down there. No longer in the Blucifer machine, but we're still going to call him that.
Alex Anderson has come out of the pits. He's behind Dan DeSalle. He was about a lap behind. He's gotten his lap back, and he's about a third of a lap behind Dan DeSalle now, so he might even be able to just make up the time he lost in the pit lane on pure pace.
Julian Miller is also in the pits right now. He's just went into the pits. I think, honestly, I'm kind of surprised for how small of pace Julian Miller has right now. He's been struggling with this car in the heats, and he struggled with it in practice, but you'd think that a guy with his level of skill would hone in and Scott trying to pick up the car while it was honestly on the ramp. But
that's going to allow the 3-car to get a full lap ahead of Abram Shields. So although these guys have been very close the whole race, it seems like the 3-car finally has a little bit of a buffer. He's going to get his lap back right there, so now he's a lap behind again, as those 2 are neck and neck but on different laps now.
Cohen is officially halfway, and Graham is 3 laps ahead of him. I know Graham will be 2.5. Graham will probably be a little shocked about that, considering the last competition between those 2. It literally was down to 13 seconds. And I wonder when Graham's going to pit, because he's over halfway, and he tends to pit on halfway. Oh, is it him going to the pit? No, he is going to go try.
3-car stuck down there on the inside backstretch, and he's going to get put on the wrong side right there, so that's unfortunate for him.
He's going to lose a huge chunk of time against Abram.
Yeah, he lost about a half a lap there, so most of his lead's gone.
Some clashing with Graham, but that was Graham's fault right there.
Incidental, looked like. Yeah, just chewing through the laps, like you said. Julian Miller's still in the pit. Alex Anderson has gotten back by Dan DeSalle for 4th, so Dan still has to pit. Alex does not. Alex is pretty much locked up being in this top 4 group. It's really going to be can he catch Abram Shields and bump Abram down even another spot.
When I watch Alex, as you know, as everybody knows, Alex's car is known to be the fastest car on the grid. But when I watch him go over the ramp, all of that pace just disappears. I wonder if it's because his car's tires have 0 treads on them. And sometimes those treads allow him to not have as much grip as he'd like. And so I honestly don't know why he loses so much time on the ramp. Huge wreck in the middle of the heart, as with Alex, Graham, and Cohen.
Yeah, it looks like Julian's stopped down there as well. He's not moving.
Oh, no.
There he gets going just a little bit, but something might be off with that car. He's really struggling to get moving. Sure comes off for Ben Scott. You're right. Graham DeSalle in the pit, lap 27. So fairly late pit, but about 2/3 of the way through. That'd be comparable to lap 40 in a 60-lap race. It'll be interesting to see where he blends out.
Graham tends to pit on lap 20 for this, halfway, maybe, well, I'd say like 22 for this race. So it's quite late for him, but maybe it's just all part of his strategy. He knows that he's very much, he probably has enough room to come out of the pits and still be ahead. But again, the average pit window is 2 to 3 laps, but we'll see.
It might be worth rewinding right there to watch Alex Anderson go through the center section. That was very clean from him. I just like to point that out. He's putting down some good laps too. He's putting another lap on the 31 car. Julian Miller is still in the pit. He's been in the pit for a really long time. He's lost a lot of ground. He's going to really need somebody to pretty much drop out of this race or have a disaster similar to his to be able to come back into this thing and not get sixth.
A lot of high hopes for Julian Miller coming into this race. His fans were definitely looking forward to the change in pace. But and Cohen Bell just passes the pit while as Graham's about to leave it. That is going to allow Cohen Bell to lead the race.
Taking the lead, Abram Shields about a lap behind. He's going to go 1 lap behind from Graham DeSalle, so he's on the same lap as him now and getting caught up by Ben Scott there a little bit. But all three of them really close. Graham DeSalle has gotten his pit out of the way though.
It's going to be neck and neck between them, even though Cohen's just about a lap and a half ahead of him. It's still going to be very close between those two. Great battle between Abram and Alex down the straight, but Alex, I don't know why he was going to. It looks like he was about to try to pit himself, but still a great battle between those two.
He's still right there. He's right hot on his heels.
Oh, when he flips over. Is that Graham DeSalle? No, that's... No, that is actually Julian.
Yeah, that's Julian.
Flipped over from Abram, and Alex not helping at all.
Alex got his lap back there. He's now 5 down with a pit stop under his belt. Abram does not have that, so they might be kind of close when they come out. It'll be interesting to see. That'll be a long pit stop, but not a crazy long pit stop.
Most pit stops, you gain or lose about 3 to 4 laps, but considering how hard this track is, it tends to go about 2 to 3. So we'll see how they end up fading out with the pits. Julian Miller officially leaves the pits. He's down a bit.
You've made comments about how close the pace of the 3 and 22 cars are. Oh yeah, Abram Shields in the pit, as you point that out. So we'll see where he blends out. You've made comments about the 3 and 22. They have stayed pretty much the same distance apart since Graham DeSalle came out of the pit lane. So you were dead on about that. They're still about a half lap apart.
Even though they are a half lap apart, it's going to change back to that 2-lap distance. That is Graham DeSalle getting flipped over with Dan DeSalle, actually. Some nice father and son competition going down there.
Alex Anderson struggling down there in turn 2. He gets another lap on Abram Shields. I don't know that it's going to be enough. It's quite the gap, but we will see. That's kind of the one I'm watching right there because obviously Abram Shields with the penalty, he's already behind Alex, but if Alex can pass him, then he goes behind Dan, and that would be quite the fall for Abram Shields.
That would be quite the result for Dan DeSalle. Dan DeSalle is not known to be a usual amongst the top 6. Let alone top 5. I think if Julian Miller wasn't having his issues, then he probably would have put Dan DeSalle in 6th comfortably. But we'll see. We'll see how it ends out. I don't think Dan DeSalle also hasn't pit, and he's officially halfway.
We've also had a lead change there. As Cohen Bell back behind Graham DeSalle. They are still very close, but now it's about a half lap in the other direction.
This track is really hard to see from our booth, so sometimes it's very hard to see what some cars are, and that is actually Cohen Bell almost going under the barrier right there.
Yeah, he did go under it, but he got back under on the other side to fix himself, so that's a lucky break. A lot of guys aren't able to quite do that.
When it compares to, I'm going to compare the 22 and the 3 again. They both have about equal pace, but the only real reasonable difference between those two is their batteries. Cohen has a battery that's not very fast, but Graham's batteries are significantly better. And as we've seen in the GCGP, Graham always passed Cohen down the straights just because of the battery.
Abram Shields has come out of the pit lane. He's well ahead of Alex Anderson. It wasn't really even close. I think Alex must have had some bad laps while Abram was in the pit because it's still a 4-lap difference.
Yeah, you're right. That's not looking good for Alex. Alex just needs to maintain his position. If he can get higher, then honestly, it won't change anything. I think he's just looking to stay ahead of Dan DeSalle because no matter what, he'd be in 3rd if he gets ahead of if he gets ahead of Abram or if he doesn't.
So 4 to go for both the 2 leaders. The 3 car is yet to pit, as does the 31 car, who's down in 5th. So that's a chance for Julian Miller to possibly catch up. If the 31 pit stop is really long, it's not over for them. But 4 out of the 6 cars have pitted at this point, 3 to go.
Kind of shocked that Kona hasn't pit yet. I've only seen him do 2 pit stops near the very end. That was at the Showcase, which that one was 30 laps, and then the GCGP that he won, and that was literally on the final lap. Let's see what he'll do. If he doesn't pit, then he will get penalized, though, and that will not be good for him.
Yeah, that'd be a really lucky break for Alex Anderson. He'd move up to 2nd if that did happen. Alex actually pulled the same strategy in the LCQ we saw, funnily enough.
So Cohen is not going to pit on the second to last lap. That means that he will have to pit on his last lap.
Dan DeSalle into the pit lane while we talk about that. So Cohen Bell, last car not to pit.
And also Graham DeSalle on the final lap.
Chasing down Abram Shields, trying to bring it home.
Oh, Ben Scott got Graham a little caught up, but I don't think there was really any good area for Ben to stand there, to be honest.
Yeah, 3 car was stuck in the middle of the ramp. It's hard to get a good reach.
And there goes Graham DeSalle to win the McNeely Grand Prix, pushing Julian off. That is one heck of a battle that he had. And there actually goes Cohen Bell into the pits to possibly secure 2nd. Actually, no, he will secure 2nd no matter what. But great race for Graham. Qualified on pole by 1/10 of a second. Won his heat very strongly and won the final race, I would say, by a lap, but technically was by about 3.
Yeah, no, it's a little tricky with this, but it should be, you're about right, 3 laps. The 26, or not the 26, excuse me, on lap 26 is the 31 car. He's 7 laps now, 6 laps ahead of Julian Miller. That's kind of the main battle to see at this point, is we should see the 3 car leaving. Oh, but the 31 car is also leaving the pit lane now, so Julian Miller probably will not catch him unless anyone else has to take another pit stop.
This is definitely not a race Julian is going to enjoy. He got a new car. We saw from testing that he was very, very excited to use this car. And there also goes Combo to leave the pit on the final lap yet again.
Yeah, he's got 3 laps and a bit onto the 69 car, who's got a penalty anyway. So he's in really good shape here.
I think he only lost 2 laps to Abram, actually.
Must have been some tough laps for Abram. It's a long lap, too. Here he comes around the line, though.
And there he goes to get 2nd in the McNeely Grand Prix. 2nd yet again for the 5th time in a row?
Something like that.
Streak that he needs to break.
Yeah, it's been a tough run for him. Although 2nd places aren't nothing to turn your nose up at, I bet he's ready to be done with those one way or another. So Abram Shields got about a lap and a half left. Obviously, he's got the penalty, but honestly, not counting the penalty, which happened way back in practice.
I would just like to say, sorry to interrupt you, but Julian Miller is currently dead on the track. This is not going to help him whatsoever.
No, that's pretty much going to give it to Dan DeSalle. That's really bad for him. He's only halfway done with his laps, too. Back to Abram Shields, obviously he had the penalty earlier, so he comes around to finish the race here. Finished in 3rd overall, obviously he's going to get penalized. He honestly had a good race today. He ran right with the 3 car, who we've known to be fast, and obviously wasn't as fast today, but still was putting down decent laps. I mean, relative to the 22, they were close for a while. So I think if you can assume the 22 is fast, which it seemed like he was, then the 69 car was doing pretty decent. It's been a good race for him. Another good race for Alex Anderson as well. Unfortunately, just behind his rival, but still putting down a lot of fast laps and being very competitive.
Yeah, I agree. Abram Shields he's had a very interesting weekend. He did some things that he probably shouldn't have, but he still ended up to show that he can still race well. I know he was trying to get 2nd to stay on the podium, but that never really happened. And again, like you said, his rival Alex Anderson is going to get 3rd. He's going to be slightly happy about this. It's been a while since Alex has honestly finished on the podium, not including the S200.
Which is valid. I mean, he put together a really good performance there along with his teammates and put down a 2nd place. Obviously only 5 entries, but still, he's got 2 to go.
For a second, it looked like his car was about to die.
That would have been pretty tragic. So there's 4 cars on track. Abram doing a couple extras as is common practice. And
in all honesty, look at his car. It's moving so slow.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He's coming to the white. If he can just bring it home, gonna get hung up there on the wall. His Ben's helping Abram. We'll see if, once it gets going.
Curious on what's going to happen.
No help. And still no help. There he goes. Oh.
Might be going to the pits.
Oh. Not even going to try to get him off the tape. He's going straight to the pit lane. Oh my gosh.
Oh, no. Never mind. What? Wrong spot, Ben. Yeah, there he goes. And he's picking up again. Wrong spot. What
in the world's going on here?
Well, he's moving.
And there he's going to get going. We'll see if they count that. He's on his last lap.
I think they will. That lap, honestly, would have taken longer than it did if it wasn't for that. But, oh my gosh.
It's given a death jolt, I think. At least that's what I saw. It's still jolting. Oh, backwards is good. This is not good for him. He's got 8 laps on Dan DeSalle, so he's in good shape, but this could be a turning point for him. He could lose his 3rd place.
He's going into the pits.
Into the pit. He's just got to get the battery changed and get out before Dan DeSalle can get around and catch him.
I don't think that's possible, to be honest. Again, 2 to 3 laps at the very minimum for this track.
It's 7 laps difference. It's going to be really tough. Obviously, Julian Miller not really anywhere in contention. He's had a really rough day. Alex, like you said, 2 laps is probably what he's going to lose. He's in good shape.
Julian Miller, just so unfortunate for him. I feel so bad. He's had such a bad string of events. Normally, I don't really, honestly...
Came in there like a torpedo off the rejoin ramp and hit the wall pretty hard. Honestly, not a bad hit, but the velocity that he went in there with was pretty outstanding.
Yeah. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Julian has had just a bad string of events, and I normally am not very biased, and I don't normally feel that bad for these drivers, because normally when they make mistakes like this, it's typically a driver error, but it very much seems like what's been going on with Julian is not a driver error, and it's very much the cars and the batteries, and I feel so bad for him, and he deserves a win, if not the podium.
Yeah, it's been a really tough day. New car.
Alex is out of the pits.
It's just how it's going to be sometimes. Yeah, Alex out of the pits. He's coming around. Dan got 5 to go.
Here goes Alex. Around the final bend, speedy as ever, and there he goes, getting technically 3rd in the race. A podium for Alex. He hasn't had a podium since the showcase.
Not counting the Skills 200, which does count as an official race.
It does.
Dan DeSalle coming around to make it 4 to go. He's our next guy to finish, assuming he does finish.
Alex having a mean lick right there, somehow going flying on a straightaway. Again, his car is just so fast and rapid. It's hard to know what to expect from him. Bouncing like a pinball against the walls. For Dan DeSalle, it's a race that he definitely is going to probably need and probably enjoy. Because, again, like I said previously, it's hard for him to get in the top 5, let alone top 6, because of just the severe pace that he lacks.
Yeah, when you limit yourself to using slow mode, which is an acceptable choice. It's tricky to go to a fast mode car where you don't have that experience, but when you limit yourself to slow mode, it's just tough to compete. We've seen it in the XVV. We've seen Harrison Stearns with the SVJ Roadster. It's just hard with one of those slower cars. We've seen it with Braxton Tanner, in his Corvette. 2 to go, though.
Look at that. Look at that cute little battle that was going on between Julian and Alex near the end before Alex gets completely dumped. Dan DeSalle still just kind of surviving out there. He's trying his hardest, and he's kind of getting bullied, to be honest. Ben kind of blocks him yet again. On his last lap, Julian has honestly caught up. I think Julian's locked in, but
too much.
Yeah.
Too little, too late. Just so far back, especially with the 2 pit stops. The pace hasn't been great, but he's had a lot of pit issues as well that have held him back. We've seen that before from him, unfortunately. Yeah. So that's a tough break for him. Dan DeSalle gonna finish 5th right here. That's a decent day for him. Unfortunately, not what he wanted, but decent points, decent performance. He's going to do some extra laps, and that's going to leave Julian Miller to complete the last couple laps right here until the video ends. He's got 8 to go. I don't think he's going to get all those in, but we'll see how many he does before they shut off the camera.
Bad run from Julian Miller, like you were just saying. But Dan DeSalle getting 5th, one of, if not the best results he has had. He recently got 5th at the S200, but that was also an event with a 5 out of 5 with teams, and he was with Ben. And during that race, Dan DeSalle actually kind of dominated on his team, up into 2nd at the beginning, just because of the battery issues that Cohen's team is having with Cohen, Josh, and Alex. Shocker. Cohen and Alex have battery issues. Shocker.
Yeah. We were just watching these last couple of laps click through. That's going to extend the 22 car's point lead over the 3 car. And Abram Shields making some good moves in the points, staying ahead of Julian Miller. Those two have been close. Alex Anderson right there. And this is going to hurt Matthew Lucas in the points as well. Obviously, he wasn't able to compete today, and so he's going to fall back a little bit. But also a solid run from Dan DeSalle, points-wise.
One person we haven't seen here recently that I'm honestly kind of sad is Alan Martindale. I feel like Julian Miller's recent runs can be compared to Alan Martindale's overall career, as he actually drifts around the corner. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been a rough couple runs for him after some really good runs earlier in the season, but there's still time to turn it around.
Yeah, it seems that they are deciding to end the footage. Let's get on to the interviews. We are here with 6th place result holder Julian Miller having yet another disappointing run. Oop, my finger's in the way. How'd you feel about your race?
Honestly, despite you saying it was disappointing, I don't feel very terrible about it.
Really?
I had some very clean laps. I was figuring out a new car still. It's a very different car from from Bluestifer. So balancing that with the new track and everyone, the new racers, still finding footing with the new car, but it was mostly battery issues. So if I can sort out which of my batteries are just good batteries, I should be pretty solid for the next race. And I just having a poor car catcher really forced me to focus a little bit on cleaner lines. So believe it or not, I was a little cleaner than my usual racing.
I'm glad.
Poor finish.
I'm glad. Alrighty, thank you very much. Here with 5th place finisher Dan DeSalle having his best race ever so far. How'd you feel about your run?
The alignment was really messed up the first 20 laps before I could pit, and it really made it challenging to drive the car. So I think I would have done a lot better, but next time.
Alrighty, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Here with 4th place finisher Alex Anderson, doing a lot better this race than most of his races. How'd you feel about it?
I mean, I feel like I wasn't driving too bad considering my car was shitting itself.
So, what do you think you're going to do in the future races?
I'm going to probably get a new car, probably the same version of the car, like same car though, because that car did me so well for so long, and like I'm so used to it.
Alrighty, that's all I got. Thank you very much.
3rd place for Abram Shields. Tell us about your race.
It was good. It was a very good race. I raced hard. Came back from a really difficult moment at the very beginning. Thanks, Ben, for helping out. And I think getting to the moment where fighting Cohen for almost 2nd place, I think I can get him next time. To be honest with you. I think so.
Yeah. Optimistic Abram Shields. Hoping to get 2nd or maybe even a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get a win.
You won before in the relay.
Get second, maybe.
All right, we'll see.
Here with 2nd place Cohen Bell, doing very strong in the race. How'd you feel about your run?
Honestly, not great. I felt like I left a lot on the table, but I think you'll hear that from a lot of people because it was a hard track. So there were some times when I was really flying, and there were some times when I wasn't. But I just got to thank all the guys: Skittles, Fana, HDRC, Pizza, Seabills Industries, everybody back at the race team that makes this possible. Thank you to them.
What are your plans in the future? Any plans that you're looking forward to?
Still waiting on those new glasses, and might get second a few more times.
Might get second. This is your 4th race in a row.
Yeah, I think this is
second.
Yeah, you're right. Trying to think. That's about as far back as it goes, yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is what it is. I mean, you know, big picture racing, a lot of points, but we'll get there eventually.
Alrighty, thank you very much.
First place for Graham DeSalle. Tell us about your race.
Well, coming off of the relay race, getting third somehow. I don't know how I got third at that. I will always think about that because that's last race. I don't want to talk about that. I was really excited for this race. The trophy is so cool, and I was like, I want to win. I want that trophy. It was pretty good. I mean, lap 10 or whatever lap it was, I was like, hey Ben, get my car, and he was like, my car's over there, and he was like, and so I had to run down there and get it, and it lost me a lot of time, but I ended up with a win by like a lap or two, maybe. Yeah, 2 laps, yeah, because Colin pit on lap 38. As the race advisor, right? Is that right? 38? Yes, 38. Okay. So I won by 2 laps, which is a lap up from last race. So that means that the competition was still there. I'm not going this. Actually, after having a really good recovery because of that, well, I'd say bad recovery, I did what I could to get up there, and very proud of what happened.
All right, that's another win for Graham DeSalle.
Fun.
All right, with our top 3 positions, we have, first of all, our biggest mover award going to Cohen Bell.
Take it.
Ow! Ow! Our pole position for first in qualifying
really
going to
fan
Graham
base.
DeSalle. Then 3rd place overall to Abram Shields. Second place overall to Cohen Bell. And our first place finisher, Graham DeSalle.
Oh, no, surprise!
We're gonna go down the line. I'm personally going to vote Owen Shields for the Moulin Giller. Second, who are you gonna vote for?
About him.
You're gonna vote for Ben?
No, what about him?
Why not? I'm trying to twist it up.
Position.
No, I low-key.
Okay. Yeah, Abram Shields.
Who are you voting for?
It's gotta be Owen.
Who got 4th?
I think it was me. I abstained to vote.
Okay, 5th. Wait, Dad, who are you voting for?
Owen.
I think it's like
I will also vote for Owen.
Then Owen gets the prize Moulin Giller Award. How do you feel?
I feel great.
Give me a sentence of just a speech.
Give a speech.
Just a day in a life from an RC race.
Did you just videotape me with my shirt on?
Yes.
How dare you?
How are you feeling?
I'm so chopped.